Now, some people still don't realize why turkey hunters move their hands, move their body, or even turn around and face a different direction when they're calling. And I kind of get criticized a lot, especially when I'm box calling or I'm tube calling, and you see me turning around when I'm calling, trying to locate a gobbler. And they're saying, well, you're just trying to look fancy. Why are you turning around? Why are you moving so much? Well, there is a reason why that I'm moving while I'm calling if I can, and that turkey's not going to be able to see me. The reason why is I'm trying to project that sound, and I always want to try to call away from that gobbler. Even when I'm setting up and I'm working a turkey, when I'm going soft and I'm trying to, work him in to them last few yards in order to get a good shot, if he can't see me and I know his eyesight is hidden from me, I'm still trying to project that call and turn my face away or turn my head away and trying to throw that sound away from the direction he is. Now, if I'm locating a gobbler, and my favorite locator call, as most of you know, is a tube call. I still think it's just the best locator call out there, in my opinion. And I've used tube calls, I've used box calls, I use glass calls, slate calls, and I still use a box and a slate and a glass and even a loud mouth call, and I still use that to locate turkeys sometimes, because you never know what a turkey wants on a particular day. Where one day they might gobble a tube call, and another day you might go back in there and he gobbles at a glass call, or he gobbles at a loud V-cut mouth call. On a particular day, that certain sound just gets him fired up, where maybe the day before or maybe a week prior, another call may have got them fired up. So you need to have an assortment of different calls to use, because you never know what it's going to take on that particular day. But I'd say probably 7 out of 10 times I can take this tube call and get turkeys located from way off, and that's why it hangs around my neck, and that's why I use it probably most of the season when I'm trying to locate a gobbler. But even when I'm locating turkeys, I'm always doing this. Like if I've got a tube call or a box call or whatever, I'm always doing this right here. If I've got a turkey that's answering me out here, and I know he's out in this direction, and I'm going toward that turkey, I don't ever call going to that turkey. I never call in the direction that I'm walking, or whether I'm trying to get around him or whatever the case. If he gobbles out here and maybe he's not, gobbling to a crow call, or he's not gobbling to a locator call outside of a turkey call, and I've got the turkey call to him, I constantly turn my back away from that turkey in the direction that turkey is. I turn my back around to him, and I'm calling this way here. And I get him to gobble that way. Why? Because I don't want to project that sound going to him, because in nature, usually, not always, but usually the hen goes to the gobbler. All right, so I don't want him thinking that I'm coming to him, because you're going to set yourself up for a bad situation, and you're going to set yourself up to hang him up. And he didn't hang up on his own. You hung him up because you were calling, continuously going to him to check him, and he's thinking that you're coming to him. So if you turn your back to him and you throw that sound back away from him, then he still thinks that hen's further back away instead of coming to him. Okay, and that helps. That's why when I'm box calling, or I'm slate calling, or glass calling, or tube calling, and you see me doing this circling stuff, or you see me turning away from him, that's not trying to look fancy on camera. There's a science behind it. You're throwing that sound in another direction. So I see a lot of young turkey hunters, especially, or new turkey hunters, they'll do that bad habit right there. They'll continually walk toward that turkey, calling toward him, and you're setting yourself up for a bad situation. So don't do that, because you're going to hang him up. And when you finally set up on him, 75, 80 yards or 100 yards, and you finally set up and you start working this turkey, and then he just keeps hanging up and he ain't coming in, well, there's no reason for him to come in. You just walked 150 yards toward him, and he's thinking, you're coming at a pretty good speed, and that hen's just going to keep coming to him. So he's just going to, stay there and strut and just, pretty much just sit right there, and you're back here saying, why did he quit coming? Whereas if you would have just toned down your call and turned your back to him and throw that call in a different direction and not let him think that you're coming to him, you're going to be a lot better off. So just remember that this coming turkey season, when you got a turkey that you're going to and you've located him, you know, always turn your back and call away from him. Even when I'm working a gobbler in, this still applies. As long as he can't see me, most of the time, I've got my head turned and my hand cupped with my mouth call, and I'm trying to throw that sound down the hill or back behind me, and he's out there 75, 80 yards or 100 yards or whatever the case. I'm trying, if possible, to not call toward the direction of that turkey. So if you kind of cup your hand, you know, and just make sure the turkey can't see you, make sure that you can't see him or he can't see you, or he's not, you know, close enough that, you know, he's going to spot you. Because if he's that close and you can physically see the gobbler, if you can physically see him, he can probably physically see you too. So you can't be doing all this stuff. That's where you've got to, you know, get that under your breath type calling that we talk about a lot. That's where you've got to kind of, you know, almost like a ventriloquist, you got to throw that sound, you know, in a different direction with your head down behind that gun. And you got to practice that real under your breath type, you know, real soft, super soft calling, so you're not so loud that he thinks you're closer, you know, than what you really are. But if he can't see me, and he's out there still a pretty good ways, 80 or 90% of the time, every time I call that gobbler, I'm doing this right here. I want him to think that hen's farther back than what I really am. A lot of times that will get him convinced that he's got to come just a little closer for that hen to see him. Strutting, because, you know, strutting is a call. Even though it's not a vocal call like gobbling, that strutting, when he struts, that is a call to that hen. And the reason he's strutting is so that hen can see him out there 70, 80, 100 yards or whatever the case. So when he's strutting, he's basically calling to that hen saying, hey, I'm over here, look at me. So I don't want him thinking that I'm coming to him, if that makes sense. I don't want him to think I'm closer to him than what I really am. So constantly just be throwing your sound back behind you, because just like this, you know, if I'm talking to you straightforward, you can hear me real well. If I turn my back, you know, it muffles it out, as you can see, you know, muffles my, it's the same thing with turkey calling. So when you see a turkey hunter, you know, use an experienced turkey hunter, when you see us out here cupping our hands and, you know, throwing our mouth over this way and throwing it over that way, or turning our back, or maybe going around the circle of calling, that's not being fancy. That's not, you know, trying to show off. There is a reason that we're doing that, and that is to manipulate that sound so that gobbler doesn't realize that we're not that far away, but it appears that we are. So when you put that in the back of your head, you're going to be a lot better off when you're working a turkey. And so I would suggest that, you know, first you get you a good locator call, which is a tube call. If you run one, this is my Gobble Getter tube call that you can get on springfevercustomcalls.com. This is a tremendous locator call. Probably one of the best locator calls that you'll ever use is a tube call. I mean, you know, in the last 3 years since I've really got into, you know, hardcore tube calling, I can't tell you how much my locating turkeys have went up. It's just been phenomenal how much it's went up. So it's something to remember, and get you a real good mouth call like my Sweet Hen 2.5 for that really soft calling, and start throwing them calls and manipulating them sound. That's going to help you, you know, call in a lot more turkeys. Hey, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Just hit that subscribe button down in the corner. We'd really appreciate it. It would really help us a lot. And also make sure to like this video and turn that bell notification on so you'll be notified when Dell Outdoors uploads more videos. You know, turkey season is going to be right here at our back door in the next week or so. So we're all fired up about it right here where I live at. So we're going to be out hardcore turkey hunting. Probably till now, all the way till about the 27th, 28th of May. So we're going to be doing a lot more turkey videos like this one, and also hunts coming up. So make sure to subscribe and keep in touch with Dell Outdoors. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee, and that really will help our channel also. You know, we've kind of been through kind of a really rough time this year with our channel here due to some things that has happened, but you know, we really appreciate any support you could give us. So you can buy me a coffee, and you can, you know, support it with however much you want, $5, $10, whatever the case. It's real simple to do. Just go over and buy me a coffee. So if the channel has been something that you've really enjoyed and has helped you, make sure to consider on supporting the channel with a small tip, and that would really help us go a long way also. Or you can join my Patreon page. And we're going to probably start doing some videos over on Pateron that you won't find anywhere else. So that's something that that's in the works right now. So you can go over and join my Patreon. The links are in the description. Also, join Ways of the Woodsman with Matt Dale, the other our secondary YouTube channel, which you can find the link in the description also. So go over and subscribe to that one also. You know, I've always said you watching me shoot a turkey is not really going to teach you nothing. But if I can teach you how to do it, not only are you going to enjoy yourself more, but you're going to be able to pass it on in the future to your children and grandchildren, and whoever the case. And that's what we're all about here, is passing the knowledge and teaching you how to become a better turkey hunter. So until the next video, hey, you shoot straight, get that big old gobbler, and we'll see you in the next video.